of the things you said is that it was very important for before people got married to kind of be able to define what is a clear yes and a clear no. So I'd just like to know what exactly you mean by that. I mean, I have some initial thoughts, but I want to really know what you actually meant. That's question A. And my second question is, okay, so if somebody has now married, and I actually read your little book about the narcissist, I read that book and it was really eye-opening. So now if you've married a narcissist, so how do you now, what is the way out? Okay, thank you.
Okay, the clear yes and no is generally about life. What I mean by that is there are times that people want to do something that you don't really like, and you don't say anything, because you're afraid that if you say something, the person will decide, I don't like this woman, and you walk away. So you keep quiet, and they do things you don't like, and resentment is building. You understand? Either resentment is building or you start feeling diminished. You see. So the yes, the clear yes and the clear no is when you have the opportunity, express what you want and what you don't want. It doesn't have to be when there is a fight or a quarrel before you get to express what you like or what you don't like. So generally about life. And then when specific issues also happen, don't be ambiguous. Say, yes, I like this. No, I don't like this. And you know, one of the things that gets us cheated is the fear of losing out or the fear of missing out. And because of that, we keep swallowing what is okay for us, what is not okay for us. We keep swallowing abuse. Because our life is wrapped around, I need to have somebody in my life. So we get abused. Don't be afraid of losing anybody except God. Be afraid of losing God in your life, not another human being. Because if the person senses that fear, it's like a predator. Once the predator senses the fear, that's the juggler. They're going to go for it. And then the second part, if you have married a narcissist, what do you do? In my little book, I talk about the 4 horsemen of mental balance. In the book of Revelations chapter 6, you find the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. So I just took that and developed 4 horsemen of mental balance. Living with a narcissist is living in a very abusive, toxic environment. So how do you survive there? If you read books written about narcissists, all they say to you is, walk away. Walk away, get out. The narcissist will never change. I'm a preacher of the gospel. I can't go around telling people, leave your marriage. Walk out. So, how do you survive in that place? So, the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, number 1 for me is you have to develop these 4. 1 is indifference. 2 is detachment. 3 is disengagement. And 4 is strategic withdrawal. So I married a man who is very high on the narcissistic scale. This is how I survived with my sanity. You have to learn the art of indifference. See, part of why the narcissist can wound you so deeply is because he knows how to get you real quick. You become predictable. They've studied you. But before they even came to ask you to be their girlfriend or their wife, they've studied you or their husband. Because the female narcissists are probably more wicked than the male ones. Because we have a womb, we cook our own, we incubate it, we grow it, then we release it fully formed. Like 10 toes, 10 fingers, 2 ears, yeah. The female narcissists, my God, it's horrible to meet a female narcissist. Okay, so they study you, they know. You become so predictable. They know your buttons and they can push them at will. So indifference is how you begin to flip the coin. What the worst punishment you give a narcissist is to not be moved by their narcissism. Is to ignore the narcissist. It's not to give the response they are expecting. So indifference is a big punishment to the narcissist. 1. 2, detachment. So part of the reason the narcissist wounds you so badly is you internalize. Everything they do, you internalize. The pain, the shame, the demeaning treatment. So detachment teaches you not to internalize. You externalize everything they're doing. 3, disengagement. You see, the narcissist wants a reaction from you, whatever the reaction is. Let me give you an example. If the narcissist dresses up and is looking really good, and you say to her, "Oh wow, you look beautiful today," they've gotten a reaction out of you. You are paying them a compliment. Now, they can decide. What they're looking for from you is fuel. And fuel, if you go to the gas station, there's leaded fuel and unleaded fuel. Unleaded fuel is cheaper than leaded fuel, okay? The narcissist is looking for leaded fuel because it delivers the maximum pleasure. And leaded fuel is usually from your place of pain. Unleaded fuel is from pleasure. So when you say to them, "You're looking nice today," that's unleaded fuel. Like it's coming from a nice place. They can say to you, "Oh wow, thank you." That day they are not feeling particularly nasty. But if it's a day that they are looking for heavy fuel, they say to you, "Is this the first time you've noticed? I've been dressing this well for the past 2 weeks. You didn't have anything to say until take your compliment and show it." Immediately your face shows the pain of that rejection. Boom, leaded fuel. They got it. So in their minds, if I can get leaded fuel that gives me more pleasure, why do I want to settle for unleaded? So every time they're going to come from a place of wounding you so they can get the leaded fuel out of you. So disengagement teaches you to externalize their malevolence. Then strategic withdrawal. Many times disengagement is also the conversations sound like broken records. If you are with a narcissist, you find yourself arguing about the same things over and over again and never resolving the matter. So disengagement will teach you, once you recognize, we're back in that cycle, boom, you kill the conversation. You will end it abruptly. And the person will do everything to pull you out. You don't rise to the bait. And then strategic withdrawal, sometimes it's physically removing yourself or strategically withdrawing from the issue at hand and keeping a blank face. Like, I learned to make my face inscrutable. You couldn't read what I was. Before, if something happens, I would cry. And sometimes while you are crying, if you met the real narcissist, while you are crying, they'll be reading newspaper beside you. Your tears mean nothing. In fact, they will chew you up for crying. Like, are you trying to manipulate me with your tears? Your tears don't mean anything. Yeah, you better dry those crocodile tears. So now, something has happened and I'm really eaten up by it. I'm going into my toilet. Cry very well, wash my eyes and come out like nothing happened. Whether I'm happy, sad, angry, joyful, excited, grateful, my face is blank. And it's a training. You take the time to train your features. And nobody sees what's going on inside. Only Jehovah and you know that inside you are dying, but your face looks like the most peaceful, serene pond, like a duck gliding on the water. But you know the duck gliding on the water is an illusion because underneath is furious paddling. So underneath the blank face is your pain screaming. But nobody sees it. You understand? Once the narcissist recognizes that they no longer have the same effect on you as before, they look for another target because they know they must. Yeah.
Next question.
Pastor Christy, thank you so much for the very practical, down-to-earth advice you've given us. In particular, the financial boundaries. Thank you for saying that it's not just about what you give, but also the information that you give. My question is, guarding the information that you are given, whilst you yourself are trying to find out information that will show you the person's financial health, how do we balance those two?
I think that the stages of the relationship should determine what you are discussing. If we're just starting out in a relationship, I mean, our finances should be as separate as East is from the West. By the time, you see, part of the problem with us is we don't define relationships as we go along. Some of us go from 0 to 100. But I believe that there should be graduations in relationships. And this is what I always advise young ladies. Define your relationship. A young man comes to you, I like you, I like to be your friend, I like to be your this, I like you to be my dad. Okay, we're just friends, right? Fine, just friends. If we're taking the relationship further, we should define it. Oh, please, I want to officially ask you to be my date. I want to go out with you with the intent of getting married if it works out. We go from there to, can we get engaged? Now, by the time we're getting engaged, please don't allow anybody to get engaged with you and he's not showing you anybody from his family. She's not showing you anybody from her family. You haven't met anybody in his family and you are even going ahead to go and get married. No, don't do that. Because they are hiding something. It's either they are hiding something or they are afraid to let you know who their family is. Okay? So if you say we are getting engaged, who are we informing? Which member of my family has he met? Which members of his family have I met? Now, please don't even be shocked. People rent family. Now, yes, they rent family. Father, mother, uncle, auntie, brothers, they will rent them, pay them, and they will play that role. Rent the house where you meet the family to create an impression. Only for you to find out later that there is no such family. So you must go back to that principle or act of investigating. Is this really his family? Who knows it? Where did you go to school? Who are your classmates? Da, 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 da. And then you start finding out that the school they told you they went to, they never went there, you know. So by the time all of that is in place and you get engaged, we're going to start talking about getting married. That's where we sit down and start talking. Okay, it's not even the time to start saying I have 10 million naira in the bank. No. How are we going to handle finances in this relationship? Are we running a joint account? Are we having another account external from our joint account where we put a certain percentage of our income? What do you earn? What do I earn? And don't take their word for it. Please go further and ask for pay slips. Yes, put the pay slips, put yours on the table and demand theirs. You're not asking them to do what you're not willing to. If they're not willing to do it, yes, you've already said what you earn, they don't have access to it anyway. All right? And then some people say, oh, I'm a businessman. I don't get regular income every month. You do get some income, right? Where are the bank statements? Let's look at it. We have to agree on how to run our finances. If they start hedging, you need to back away. Like, what is important? Don't let emotions rule your decisions. Emotions are fickle. Emotions are up this minute. If somebody walks into this room and says, oh, all of you for being here at this time, I have $1 million for each one, what happens to your emotions? We will start screaming and yelling and dancing and shouting. If in the next 3 minutes, while we're still shouting, somebody else comes in and says, oh, they just assassinated, no, they just assassinated, let me think of somebody that all of us will be like, oh no, maybe Rod Parsley. Rod Parsley is one of our big pastors. John Hagee, or who do I call that? T.D. Jakes, or Papa Kumuyi. Somebody just comes and says they killed him. What's going to happen to your emotions? So 1 minute your emotions are way up there. The emotions are so fickle, you can't base your life on them. Especially the ones that tell you, I love you, but I love him dearly. I go back to my song. Of course, I love him dearly. Then you become a fool. No, love is not foolishness. Love is accountability. Love is stewardship. Love is carefulness. So, these are stages that you would have such conversations. Ask. Guys, don't keep quiet. Let this person know. If I thought this woman was a fool, now I'm finding out that she's not going to keep quiet, she's not going to ignore some things, she's not going to lie low. And then they'll decide, no, I don't think I can deal with this kind of woman for my life, and they walk away. Anybody that cannot deal with you as a forthright woman is not good enough to be your husband.
Okay.
I think Mike was coming.
So how do you handle relationships when, be it spouse or just friends or colleagues, and you can't really say they're bad as in vicious, but every joke they tell haunts you. They tell jokes that pull you down. You want to celebrate something, they water it down. Oh, I bought a house, not only you. Or things like that.
Why are you hanging around with such a person? That's not a friend.
If it's a husband, it's a spouse.
That's a frenemy. It's a friend that is an enemy. If it's a spouse, that's a spouse that is in competition with their spouse. That's a very painful place to be.
Yeah.
So one of the things you do is stop sharing. Stop sharing about those achievements that they water down, that they belittle. When they make jokes that put you down, it's actually a viciousness hiding under the guise of jokes. They're trying to break your spirit. Again, detachment, indifference, strategic withdrawal, disengagement. Everywhere you have an abuser in a relationship, in whatever form, these 4 strategies will work well for you. When they crack the jokes at your expense, simply get up and leave the place. You have told them you cannot speak to me about me like this, and you have told the people listening, I am too good for this, without saying a word. You haven't given a comeback, you haven't given away anything on your face, you have simply removed yourself from the atmosphere of toxicity. So next time, he'll be embarrassed that you're walking away, because everybody will know why you're walking away. Next time, you be careful. And they don't like being embarrassed. No bully likes to be confronted. And confrontation is not necessarily, hey, shut up. No. Even quietly removing yourself is a message by itself. It's confrontation in its own right. Does that answer your question? Yeah.
So, my question or comment, what you mentioned earlier about someone being married and not introducing them to their family. So, a unique case came across my path through a friend of mine whose son is a pastor, and a young lady joined his church. Long story short, she had a twin that started coming, and she announced that God sent her a mate. Well, none of her family ever met him. Only to find out, she said it happened so quickly, and so I just assumed, she said this, something on her lunch hour. Okay, I don't know the details, but come to find out, he lives in another country right now. Right. So I said to the young lady, how is the mother dealing with this? Right? 'Cause I think she's a single mom with the twins. And so my friend said, well, I don't want to get involved. Well, how do you address, or do you think church community, right, should get involved to intervene, because it could be, like you said, something that's very questionable and could come out to be a scam, as we would say.
Okay. Yeah. Church community. How old is this person?
She's a young girl, 25 years old.
25 is adult. Church has authority only as much as the people who come to church give the church. Church has no right to dictate who you marry, how you marry, when you marry. The only time church can do that is if you submit to the leadership of the church. So if they haven't come to church and said, oh, we're getting married, what do you think? Or we're getting married, can we do counseling here? And they say, well, if you're going to do premarital counseling here, these are the conditions. If you meet them, we would wed you. We would take you through the premarital counseling sessions, and then we will wed you. And if you cannot comply, then we can't wed you. If they haven't done that, the church really has no problem to interfere with who you marry and who you don't marry. The church's rights are not legal rights, they're spiritual oversight. And people decide if they want that or not. Outside of that, you can't stop them. But if they open up to you, you can offer your counsel. And they still reserve the right to take it or not to take it. But you see that it happens so fast, excuse me? Like, what is fast? What is the definition of fast? We met this morning, loved ourselves in the afternoon, married in the evening, that's fast. But if you have 3 weeks, you had enough time.
Yeah, well, the thing is that we were concerned about her mother, because they were saying that the mother was shocked, as she should be, right, that her daughter came home and said, I'm engaged, but never met the man. So she's trying to ask as many questions to the girl, because maybe there could be something up there wrong with her daughter, right? So as part of the community, I'm saying, well, maybe you can reach out to the mother to say, we're here to support you, and maybe do a background check on this young man, if that helps you.
Has the daughter married the man yet?
No, there
Then
are,
you can offer support as friends,
right.
as family, but as church, we really don't have any legal reach. No. So we can offer support for the mom. But you see, if that girl is bent on, she's 25. Especially you people out here in this first world country. 25, 18, like, you can tell me what to do. You can tell me how to live my life. I'm 18. This is 25. The mom too has to be careful before the daughter will turn on her. It's not your life, it's my life. So sometimes, you know what, we have to let our children hit their heads against the wall. And the only place they can return to is us. And we're there waiting with open arms. We smart with this one and we comfort with this one. Like, I told you so. But now that you're back, I'm here for you. And you know, sometimes all we can do is just be there for them. They are going to make their mistake. They're going to put their feet in the wrong place. They're going to bleed. All we pray is that they don't bleed to death. Yeah?
Thank you so much, Pastor Christy. This was really a very informative, engaging, and practical session. So we're going to end on this note. Does anybody have, well, no. We're going to end on this note. We'll take a break, and Professor Shokwe will have some games and some other things for us before dinner. Amen?
Thank you.
Yes. Can we just get up and
Thank you. Yes. Yeah. Thank you so much.